Welcome to CSN the Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my amazing co-hosts, Dree Nazario and Malik Hampton. How are y'all doing this morning?
I'm good, man. Had a good week. How's everybody doing?
Y'all know me, blessed and highly favored, Good day to pod, good day to be here, all of that. I ain't tripping. How you feeling, brother?
As you would say, blessed and highly favored. Definitely doing better now that I'm talking to you two. Malik, that trailer dropped for college foot. You know what I'm saying? I seen your tweet yesterday, so we just a couple months out, man. So I'm excited, man. It's been a great week of sports. It's been a great week for me personally, man. So I'm ready to hop right into it, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. As you mentioned, bro, the trailer for EA Sports College Football 25 just dropped this past week. Would you say this is the most highly anticipated game in our lifetime thus far?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, Malik, and say yeah. Reason being, growing up, we're all the same age. So for our listeners that may not recall, growing up, you could play 2K or NBA Live, right? Same thing with football. You could play, NFL 2K or you could play Madden. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, we was always able to play college foot. We was always able to play fight night. We was always able to play college hoops. You know what I'm saying? So when college foot got stripped from us after 2013, it's like, dang, we don't have any secondary football games to play outside of Madden, not even remotely insinuating college foot is a secondary football game. But you don't have any options at that point, right? Me personally, I feel like the greatest games that ever came out for a system was the PS2, right? And the PS2 had a great run as far as college football games. So to answer the question directly, I do think this is the most highly anticipated game of our lifetime. This is something that's been in the works as far as, the release date, the news, the updates for the game, the image and likeness, getting all that together. Malik, it's just been like 3-4 years since they made the announcement this was going to drop. They pushed it back, I want to say a year or two ago. So it's been a good 3 to 4 years where we've been waiting on this game. And, I'm a grown man and so is bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of grown men that are excited for it. I'm excited for the kids to experience this opportunity, being able to really actively play more, play with their favorite team. So I'm excited. So to answer your question, yes, I think this is the most highly anticipated game of our lifetime. We finally get, the story modes back. Back in the day, Malik can attest. Yeah, you might be playing with your favorite team, your favorite player, but his last name won't be on the back. His last name going to be on the back in these games now, man. So I'm excited for it. So what you think, though, Lake City?
If it's not one, it's two. The next GTA game is pretty anticipated.
That's what I thought. I think GTA might be up there for sure.
It's been a lot of years since they released that. So if it's not one, it's two, but definitely a moment in time, just based off of how it got taken away, and just seeing everything come full circle with the college athletes being able to get paid now. I still was under the premise it should have never been taken away, but that's a long story, that we can have off of air. But it's definitely, if not one or two, top anticipated video game releases for sure. And I can't wait.
What feature are you guys most looking forward to?
Online Dynasty for sure.
Yeah.
Building a program, winning some natties, recruiting, all the stuff we used to do, man. Yeah, that's what I'm most waiting on. I do want to see the Ultimate Team mode since I've recently gotten to that in Madden, just to see, if they release any players, legendary players that I may have forgotten about, But Online Dynasty for sure is the #1 mode I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna try to start me a big league if I can, man. Y'all tap in with me.
Yeah, so I can admit this now on air. We grown, Malik and Kel, shout out to bro too. They always been nice in college foot. They really like when we lined it up back in the day, they definitely would beat me more often than I would beat them. I'm not going front. That's not the uh the feature I'm looking forward to the most because I know I got to get my skills up, being all the way honest. I'm definitely looking forward to that road to glory though. You know what I'm saying? Winning that Heisman with my quarterback. You already know he going to Alabama. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that as well. And then, for the feature, the aforementioned features he just discussed, I'm definitely looking forward to that once I really fully get acclimated. Because I have 2K currently, I don't have Madden, so y'all got to think my gameplay as far as football games right now is not up to par as some of the other homies that have been playing Madden over the years. I think I stopped after I caught Madden 22, I think. So definitely got to develop the skills back up, but it's coming off.
While we're on the topic of football, the NFL released schedules this week, this past week. What are some of the matchups you all are most looking forward to? It could be your team or any other team.
No, I got a whole list, Leak. I got a whole list. I ain't gonna lie to you. Got a whole list of teams, 10 games that I'm looking forward to the most, like throughout the season. Uh, starting out, number one, I got Vikings at Packers. I think that's I think Jordan Love is here to stay as far as being a consistent, good, solid quarterback in our league. I want to see what JJ McCarthy look like for the Vikings. So I think that's going to be great divisional games, hopefully for years to come. Looking forward to that Raiders and Saints. We're gonna have a while till we be able to witness that because that's not till week 17. But I want to see Derek Carr, play against his former team, see what happens with that. Steelers at Broncos, week 2. Definitely looking forward to Russell Wilson going back to Denver, playing against, his old coach, his old team, who I feel personally did him dirty. We talked about it up here on the network. So I'm looking forward to, him having his revenge game. Number 4, Rams at Lions. That's week 1, Malik, as you are well aware. I'm sure y'all had a great game this past season. Definitely looking forward to that rematch. I think the Lions are a good offensive team, and I got a lot of respect for the Rams. Of course, that's a division rival, so that should be a banger right there. Number 5, I got Chiefs at Bills. Definitely looking forward to seeing how the Bills look this year with their new receiving core. They lost a couple pieces offensively. Number 6, I got the Falcons at Vikings. That's another game, former player going against his former team in reference to Kirk Cousins. So I'm looking forward to that game. Bills at Texans. That's another game that's, again, same example. Stephon Diggs going against the Bills. He gonna light them up. I already know how bro carrying it. Number 8, I got the Cowboys at my 49ers. We've beat them the past 3 years in a row. 21, we beat them in the playoffs. 22, we beat them in the playoffs. And 23, we beat them at the crib. Smacked them at the crib in the regular season. So I'm definitely looking forward to that rivalry game, and we should handle business. Then 9, I got Bengals and at Chargers, week 11. Looking forward to that because, Malik, we love Justin Herbert. I think Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the league. That's my opinion. That's not everybody's opinion up here. That's just my personal opinion. So I think, that's a battle of two highly talented top 5 quarterbacks, in my opinion, in reference to Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. And then last, I got the Dolphins at Jets. Y'all know Tua. I got a lot of love for him. He's a former Alabama quarterback, but aside from that, I think he's a solid NFL quarterback, just period. Was one of the leaders in passing yards this past season and completion percentage. I like the weapons he has. One of his key weapons is another former Alabama player. So, and the Jets, I think the Jets are going to be really good this year, Malik, as long as Aaron Rodgers can remain healthy. I do like the pieces they have on both sides of the ball. So we'll see what happens in that division, but that's going to be a great, great game right there. So those are the 10 games I'm looking forward to the most. So yeah, what you think though, League City?
For me personally, I don't have 10, but I got a few that I do want to check out. Of course, us starting off with the Lions. I like that rematch. I'd love to line that back up again. Personally, as a Rams fan, the Ravens Chiefs play Week 1. Um, I want to actually. I think they kick off the league this year, the Thursday night game. So uh, that's probably most anticipated game right now for me. I'm glad it's those two. Getting the matchup. The Ravens play the Texans. I don't know which week it is, but I'd like to see that rematch. The Niners play the Jets Week 1. I'd like to see that or I'd like to see that matchup. Uh, just to see where both teams are. I want to see how good the Jets possibly could be, and I think it's a good matchup for the Niners defensively, going up against the Jets defense. And then a couple like one-offs. The Rams we play Caleb Williams this year. I think it's week 4 or 5. Um, just to see, just want to check Caleb out. So I'll be watching a lot of the snaps of that game, and then the the Falcons play the Chiefs here in Atlanta week 3, and I'm thinking about going to that game just so I can check out Patty once. I'm not really big on going to NFL games or football games. Period. I enjoy watching them at the crib more than anything. But it's been a while since I've been to an NFL game, so feel like that'd be a good one. If I can't catch my Rams over here on the East Coast, that'd be a solid one, to check out. But those are probably mine's, off the gate.
Yeah, I definitely hope you can go to that Chiefs game, as far as schedule is concerned. Because I was around, quick fun fact, I was around when they were in the process of building that stadium for the Atlanta Greek picnic, man. Shout out to all the Alphas. So that's a beautiful stadium, bro. I really, really hope you can experience that. And they said it's real nice in there. Like they said that's one of the best stadiums in the league. So
Oh, I've been in there already, but I
okay,
haven't caught a Falcons game in there yet.
got
Yeah.
you.
But it is nice in there. And the concessions price is mad cheap and stuff. It's tight in there for real, for real.
Yeah, see, that's love. I bet the food fire because Dree can attest. I know Dree's probably been way more than I have now. But the Bank of America Stadium where the Panthers play, when we went to see Derek play, I thought some of the stuff they had available, like the chicken was fire, like the fried chicken. That's
Yeah,
just down south though. Y'all know how that goes. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my first NFL game was the Panthers versus the Bucks.
got you.
Yeah, I think last time I went to a Panthers game, I ran into Kels actually, just randomly. I'm like, dang,
See?
I keep forgetting you down here. Um, moving on. Well, we're gonna stay on the NFL for a little bit. What are some of the early storylines you are most interested in?
Ooh,
Story.
yeah.
Um, I don't really got nothing off the top. I mean, I guess just if the Chiefs can three-peat, that'll probably be the top one, out the gate for me. If the Chiefs can three-peat, uh, we've never had a team three-peat in the NFL. So what they're about to do or try to do, could be legendary. And they got the quarterback to do it, so you can't like completely write it off because hell, people really wrote off the back-to-back because, that's so rare to happen in the NFL, and they just did that. So um, probably for me, it's just a Chiefs three-peat at the top of the year for sure.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's a few storylines that, intrigue me, especially. Definitely starting out with Aaron Rodgers being healthy for the Jets, really, really going to get a good look and see if they are the contenders that they are on paper. I think that's going to be a
They're
great
not
storyline.
contenders on paper either, bro. Just because they got Aaron Rodgers don't make them contenders.
No, I agree, but national media how they regard them. You know what I'm saying? They got them up there already. So it's I want to see if they can hold true to what the naysayers are saying. The Texans. looking forward to them, see if they can showcase being the best team in the state of Texas. I think they really, just with the pieces that they added that we've discussed up here on the network, I think they should be the favorite to win their division. So that's going to be a cool storyline to see, how CJ Stroud gets better in his sophomore campaign, especially now with a great valued receiver in Stephon Diggs now, with the weapons he already has in Collins and Tank Dell. I'm looking forward to that storyline. And then also my Niners, man, see if we can win the division for a third year in a row. Um, it's definitely going to be tough for us. We got a lot of guys that we need to pay. Brandon Ayuk about to get a bag. None of our corners are currently, um, going to be on the team due to their contracts next year. So this might be the last ride for a few players on the team that have been key contributors throughout the years. So, those are some of the storylines that I'm looking forward to the most personally. I think it's going to be a great NFL season, of course. Definitely looking forward to seeing Caleb Williams like Malik, seeing how Caleb Williams looks with the weapons that he has. I got a lot of love and respect for Keenan Allen, man. I hold him in high regards. You pair that with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, you got a nice core, man. So we'll see how he looks. But yeah, those are some of the storylines that I'm most interested in. And yeah, we'll see. Oh, and Kirk Cousins. Let's see what he can do. Speaking of Atlanta, speaking of the Falcons League, see what Kirk Cousins can do in that NFC South. I feel like that's a division that's wide open right now. Because it's the Panthers, the Bucks, the Saints, so and the Falcons. So we'll see what happens.
Let's talk a little bit about these streaming services. So, um, do you all agree with different streaming services being able to air NFL games? So I know it's been kind of like a bidding war. You see it in the NBA as well. I think I just saw something where Netflix purchased the rights of the Christmas games for the NBA. How you all feel about that? In my honest opinion, I think they're gonna move a lot of people towards say Uncle TV. It's too many subscriptions, bro. It's way too many subscriptions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
too many for sure. If it was going towards them getting more bread, like the players, or them making their way towards more secure contracts for the players, then I'd be for them moving the games all around, but for the average fan who gotta go try and find it or, you know, might not have the abilities, to get on some streaming thing where, they got access to a lot of the games or all the games. Yeah, I think it's kind of whack how they moving it around. I understand they doing it for their money, but like I said, if you ain't really pouring it back into the players as far
Like,
as
what's the
secure,
point? You already make a
yeah,
ton of money. You just being greedy at this
just
point.
being greedy, exactly,
And I think
so
that's going to affect the viewership, honestly, too. When you got all these
yeah.
other things kind of pulling people's attention, and you got to search for a game, you got to search for a football game. That's going to definitely affect the viewership.
Yeah, it's just a quick bag for them, you know what I'm saying? But I don't expect to see don't expect to see a bunch of games on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Like Christmas morning, like Christmas Day, people gonna be able to watch, like people gonna be on Netflix, so that's a good one, but all the other ones I wouldn't expect, for them to continue outside of a year or two, just a quick bag grab, which is nasty.
Nah, I agree. Both of you made very valid points. I think the viewership is going to take a hit because you got to think like me personally, it doesn't bother me, and y'all are aware to say Uncle TV. Y'all know the capabilities of it, right? But not everybody is privy to having that. So, I know people that can't watch their teams on certain days, Thursdays specifically. You know what I mean? Because they don't have an Amazon Prime Elite, or they don't have Peacock, right? They don't want to pay for Peacock or Amazon Prime when you're only going to use it once just to watch your team play.
Just to watch one
You
game.
feel me? Like whenever y'all ever, and this no disrespect, I like Peacock, but whenever y'all ever heard somebody, oh, let's watch something on Peacock, whether you chilling with somebody, privately or nobody ever says, let's get
To,
on
to,
Peacock.
to their defense, they're relatively new. They're like
That
under
is
five
true.
years.
Yeah. And then Amazon Prime, I think that was a great business venture for them, but it's not necessarily convenient either. A lot of people don't have Prime.
Right.
I
Hey,
do.
Amazon Prime setup is fire though. Like watching the game on there,
It
like
is, yeah, for
you can
sure.
live track the stats like while you watching the game. So it's kind of fire. Like especially if you bet, it's a
Yeah.
real nice setup.
And I have Amazon Prime because I shop off Amazon. So if you're a Prime member, you get everything quicker. You know what I'm saying? So it's value in being a Prime member, but not everyone's a Prime member. So my thing is just, you know, the reasons y'all mentioned, as well as convenience for viewers. It's not necessarily convenient to catch all these different games on all these different platforms, man. Y'all know
It may be good for the restaurants though, because a lot of people are going to start going back to bars and restaurants.
they're gonna have to, huh?
Yeah, to watch the game for sure, for sure. Last question on the NFL. Jared Goff just got a big extension. Um, what QB gets the next big deal?
Tua. I think Tua Malik. I think Tua will make a little bit more than Jared Goff, even though he hasn't had the playoff success that Goff has had. Y'all know how the game go though. Every contract you reset the market. So, I do think it's gonna be Tua though, the next guy that gets a big bag. So
Yeah, it's Tua or Dak, but they not gonna pay Dak, until after the year. Um, I don't know if they'll do that same thing with Tua or if they'll extend him at some point this season. But it's Dak or Tua for sure.
Quick and easy, quick and easy. We're gonna move on to the NBA. Bronny has been in the headlines oh so often this week, because of his performance in the NBA Combine. What do you think Bronny's future holds as far as the NBA? And where you think he'll be drafted? How you think he'll be used? I didn't know Bronny was that small. I thought he was at least like 6'2", 6'3".
I thought he was 6'4".
Yeah.
Man,
I
they be
mean, he
lying
may be
about
with
height.
shoes on.
He like 6'2.5" with shoes on.
Oh, damn.
Got you.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
Or
I
like a
thought he was at
little
least
over
six
6'2"
two,
and a half with
six
shoes or
three.
something. Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
he
the
was
shoes
that
give you
small.
extra height. They all lie on the
But
programs and
this
you
this is my
know.
thing. Sorry, before y'all get started, and I always used to have a gripe about this. Like, why are you taking my height without my shoes on? I'm never gonna play a basketball game without shoes on. Why does that make
That's a fact though.
No, that is true though.
like,
Your
why does
height
that
should be
even
what you out
matter?
there playing as, for sure.
Right, right. Anyway, go ahead.
I agree with that. But as far as where he get drafted, I mean, I don't know where he'll get drafted. I'm sure somebody will take a chance, like they've
But
been reporting just for
like
like
what
D
round
League.
you think though?
I don't know, first or second, late first or late second. It doesn't matter. Like either one, I can see. Um, somebody just bringing him in. Like I said, like they were reporting, even just to help G League. Just the G League program. He'll pack some G League games if that's the case. Uh, but I mean, he can work out a good career for himself. I mean, Bronny plays the game the right way. I mean, he always has. His college career or his college season didn't, live up to some people's expectations. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely like had a heart attack before the season started.
Right.
Like a lot of people forget that. And then to come in and to be the type of player he already was, where if you look back in his high school tapes, like it wasn't like he was the most dominant player on his teams, from AAU to organized, he just played the game the right way,
He gonna get a
showed it.
bucket when he need to.
He
Going,
showed his splashes when he had
yeah,
to play good defense, so
yeah.
going into college, what I'm saying, losing your summer, and then having to integrate yourself and you already not that type of dominant player, it's gonna look like what it looks like. Um, but I don't think that'll stop him from carving out a good NBA career, and that can look like anything, what I'm saying? That can be Pat Beverly, what I'm saying? A lot of people hate on Pat Bev, but Pat Bev has had a job for how many years now, what I'm saying? Like just doing what he does. Sometimes he'll show up for you, and sometimes everybody want him to get off the court and tell him to shut up. I'm not saying Bronny's annoying like that. I'm just saying like it can be peaks and valleys with his career. I don't think he'll ever be like the star of any team he plays on, you know. But could he be a good rotational player for a team or franchise? I think he could, you know what I'm saying, eventually, if he continues to work on his game. But that's how I see it, you know. Nothing crazy. Bronny is who he is, you know. And he rich too, you know. A lot of people like, you know, throwing that added pressure on him, like, oh, what if he don't make it? You know what I'm saying? And he gonna be a bust and whatever. It's like that kid good regardless, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like he could go on to do whatever he wants, and I'm sure he think like that too. You know, because he always try to deflect
Right.
that pop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he know who his dad is, you know, but he want to be his own person.
And he got his own NIL deals and all of that. You know, he got
He
his own
know he
deals
know how to
already.
get money. Yeah,
He
these
making
kids.
millions already. So
Yeah, it's not
he
really.
right.
It's
Just like
other
you
people's
said.
pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? Other people's
Right.
expectations on them. These kids don't think like that. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, if he wanted to stay locked in, I think he could be a good rotational player for somebody. You know where that leads him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? However long it take him to get there, you know, and figure it out. However, you know, but I think he got them type of intangibles. We'll see if it plays out that way though.
Yeah, man. It's not too much to add to that, to be honest. Malik hit the points perfectly. You know, I couldn't agree more with those sentiments. I do think though he'll go in the second round, Malik, because I do think my Lakers are going to trade that first round pick. I just think something's going to happen this offseason as far as, you know, us making a transaction to add somebody to the roster, you know. However, I do think he'll be a good rotational player in the league. You know, like you just mentioned, he's not going to be your leading scorer, but that's not his game. He wasn't a leading scorer on his AAU teams. If y'all remember and look back, you know, he played with Rob Dillingham and, you know, the young bull Mikey Williams that was supposed to go to Memphis originally. So, you know, he's always been a great shooter, great defender, great playmaker, high IQ type of guy. And those guys typically have success in the NBA. So, you know, I would have loved for him personally, I would have loved for him to just have more opportunities to play in college, to, you know, play more high level basketball, to be more prepared for these type of moments. But that's what you have the G League for, you know what I'm saying? So he's just going to have to go through the ranks as far as, you know, really developing his game, so it could really be NBA ready. And then he'll go from there. But definitely like what I'm seeing as far as, you know, how he's answering the questions in the combine. His head definitely seems like it's in the right place mentally. And you know, physically, he's definitely showing that, you know, he can do certain things. So my only thing is I just did not know I thought he was like 6'4", 6'5". So that's crazy. His dad, you know, was blessed with the height that he has. And, you know, he's 6'1", 6'2". So crazy how that always works out. Normally, when the pops is extra tall, the son doesn't always get blessed with that height. It's wild. So
For sure. For sure. Um, moving on to the playoffs. We got a couple of exciting games this weekend. So we got the Thunder and the Mavericks. They have game 6. So Dallas leads the series 3-2. Who we got for that game? We think Dallas closes them out, or we think, you know, the Thunder gonna push it to a game 7.
You know, I'm riding with Shay, so you know we need to push it to a game 7. I need him to go out there and get a 40 ball if it's possible. You know, we know the 30 coming, but might need to do a little more on the road right here. But it's going to be a tough game for sure. You know, the Mavs had a chance to really get a stranglehold on the series. Uh, and then Shea, you know, took it away from him, made it 2-2. So this time I'm sure they'll be a little bit more prepared and they'll be at home. So it's going to be tough for sure. But I'm riding with Shea, you know, till the wheels fall off.
nah, for sure. I respect that. And I love Shay's game, you know. You definitely helped me be more in tune with what he's doing. Love his game, man. But I'm taking the Mavs tonight. They're gonna close them out at home. You know, Kyrie, he's had a couple games, you know, in this series where he hasn't necessarily performed up to his standard. I think tonight he's going to close them out. Him and Luka, they got a great opportunity to make it back to the Western Conference Finals. You know, they've looked like the better team majority of the series, in my opinion. So I think they'll take the game tonight for sure. So
Moving on to tomorrow's games. We got 2 game 7s. The one I want to talk about specifically is the one, it has a lot of hype around it. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves, excuse me, and the Denver Nuggets. Do we think well, give me your pick. Who win in that game?
that's tall task to go into Denver and win a game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
I'm taking the Wolves.
you I
You
want
want
to
to take
say the
Timberwolves?
Wolves. Yeah, I want to say the Wolves, but I'm gonna go Denver though, Lee. I'm gonna go Denver. I really want Minnesota to win. I'm not gonna lie, but
They
it's
they have
just
they've dominated they pretty much dominated the series.
yeah, they have.
Um, I think uh the Timberwolves kind of took their foot off the gas game 3. Um, but they definitely dominated the series, and if anybody's gonna knock off the Nuggets, I think they definitely have the chance to with all the bigs that they're able to throw at Joker.
They need to bring that intensity, man. Joker gonna get his. He coming for sure.
He come,
Um,
but he
but if
didn't
they
sit
bring
down
that
at all.
intensity like they have, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll somehow edge it out because I think they've looked like, besides the stretch where the Nuggets won, they 3 straight, like Dree, the T Wolves, how they've been winning their games, just really overwhelming them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I think if they can put it together, it's going to be a hard fight game. But if they can put that together for a full 60 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I think it'll be
If Denver is able to pull it off, uh, do we think they have a good chance for a repeat this year?
Absolutely.
yeah, because I don't think the Celtics got anybody that can guard the
Joker,
Celtics
yeah,
or the Knicks or whoever come out the East.
yeah,
I don't think they
yeah.
got anybody that can mess with Jokic like at all, like even the backups, So yeah, I think the Denver they could repeat if they
Yeah,
get out
because
the West.
even if
But I
you
think it's
think
gonna be tough
about,
for them to get past Luka and them if Luka and them do beat the Thunder. You know what I'm saying? I think that's
you
gonna be a
think,
nice little. Yeah, I mean, just because they got bodies to throw it at Jokic. Not saying he's gonna get his, you know what I'm saying? But if Luka and Kyrie can play the way they're supposed to play, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I think they'll have a good shot to upset them as well. You know what I'm saying? But Luca kind of banged up right now, so it seems like a tall task. But I think when them two, Kyrie and Luca, dangerous man. And just the team that they traded for and put around them just to help them out. Defensively and stuff has really helped them out. It's really up to them to carry the load though. But we seen Ant and Jade McDaniels. Give it to give it to the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying, and pull out, lopsided wins. And we know Luca can go for 40. We know Luca can get 35. It's gonna be about them putting it together though. But yeah, I think the Nuggets for sure can win it if they come out.
quick pick for the East game 7.
It's in New York, right?
Yep.
Is it in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Knicks just because it's in New York. And I like Brunson's game. He nice. I like Brunson a lot, but I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be a tall task because I do think Indiana might have a better team. But how they play isn't the best. If that
Yeah.
makes
They
sense.
don't they
I
don't
think,
show up every day.
yeah, exactly.
But the Knicks are super banged up. That's the only thing that
Exactly. It's hard. I just think Brunson can somehow grit it out, but I don't know.
yeah, they're super
We'll
banged
see.
up. I think and we can dive deeper into this at a different time, but I did just want to put this little nugget out in the air as we see these new teams go deep into playoff runs outside of the norm, like the Lakers, the Warriors, Miami Heat, so on and so forth. You see how well, to me, I'm witnessing how these newer teams their players' bodies aren't prepared because they're not used to going deep into the playoffs. They usually at home by now, so their bodies are starting to kind of break down on them. So that'd be interesting to kind of see or to track. Or for me, as a you know fan of the game, the actual game and how it's played and how players prepare for the game, how they go in and change their body. We witnessed Jason Tatum, talk about how he wasn't ready for his deep playoff runs, or even Jordan when he first got to the playoffs and ran into Detroit, like how they just beat him up. It's like, all right, young fellas, you gotta start preparing your body a little bit different to play 82 plus games, versus just the regular season. That was just a quick nugget. We're
Yeah, you
gonna
should
move.
Cancun trips in May, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not used to it. But moving on to the WNBA, we had the WNBA had their opening weekend, or opening week this past week. And we've heard a lot about Caitlin Clark, over the last year or so, in college and then transitioning into the WNBA as the number one pick. And she struggled. She struggled her first couple of games. Um, is How long do you think it'll take for her to adjust professionally? For me, the WNBA is such a short season. I think she'll have flashes, of course, because she's a good player. But even listening to her coach talk, it's like a lot of bad habits. 4 years. I'm not gonna say bad habits. 4 years of habits that they're trying to break, and you only essentially have 4 months to do that, and you may play twice a week. So it may take a while, and maybe at least this year. But again, I think she's gonna have flashes. She's a tremendous player. She's super talented. But it's gonna take some time to get used to it. And she got the target on her back too, right? Where you have all these fantastic players who again have been grinding it out, older than her, stronger, faster, wiser, um, and may have a point to prove. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that. I mean, they're already competitors for one. So anytime you line it up, you're gonna try to compete and be your best. But um, I think they kind of have a point to prove. Like, it's kind of our league, not Caitlin's league. But again, tremendous player. I think she'll figure it out eventually, but it may take a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't know that the season was that short. I was gonna give her a little bit more of a grace period. I thought it was a little longer than that. But I mean, yeah, I could see it probably taking the year. She can probably like you said, Dre, she can probably have a year of ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? Probably figure it out, come in as a better player next year. Cause what I seen from her opening night, yeah, she still got some stuff to work on that you can tell the girls in the NBA like are kind of waiting on, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
the girl that was guarding her the other night on her opening night was just like straight up taking it from her, you know what I'm saying? Beating her to
DJ,
spots.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
she
she
knew
she's
she was
nice. She
going.
played at Baylor, and I think she finished her career at Baylor. I think she also played at Stanford.
Mm.
Um she's super super nice, super talented, great guard. I think they went to like the Final Four her senior year. But to me, it's just a rollover of what we saw in the national championship game from Caitlin Clark, where you got people who are quicker, faster, stronger than her, and they kind of, are bullying her in a sense. She may have to, she is a great playmaker, but she may have to adjust to moving off ball like a two guard coming off screens and being, ready to shoot, or a secondary ball handler, because it doesn't seem like she can really handle the pressure right now. She had 10 turnovers that first game
Yeah, she had
by
10 turnovers.
herself.
The girl was beating her to the spots. Like she knew where she was trying to go, you know what I'm saying? And just
Hmm.
taking it from her. Yeah. So if she don't work on if she don't work on the ball handling, what I seen the most was probably the ball handling aspect. You know what I'm saying? She likes to go right a lot. You know, she doesn't really. She likes to shoot from the left, but if she's going to take you off the dribble, she wants to go right. You know, and I think once you get to professional level, that that's on the scouting report. You know, they watching film, they studying that. So yeah, just some stuff she's gonna have to break. Some stuff she ain't gonna be able to do. In college or in the NBA or WNBA that she did in college. So yeah, it might take her a little bit, but you know, she still had 20. She's still getting them up. So we know she can still put it in the hole a little bit. So we'll just see if it can become more efficient and look better. Because 10 Tonys is crazy. 10 Tonys will get you benched for sure.
Facts.
Anywhere
Facts.
else.
I think the only reason she wasn't
Yeah.
benched is because she Caitlin Clark, and they
Nah, that's real.
probably
Yeah, 10
probably
Tonys
threw
will
the
get you.
bag at her. But yeah, you know anything to add, Kay? All right, moving on. In recent news, we saw that the city of Las Vegas offered each player on the Las Vegas Aces a $100,000 scholarship. Will more states need to match this type of sponsorship? I said scholarship, sponsorship, my fault. But will more states need to match this type of sponsorship to see an increase in WNBA player wages? I think yes. I don't know if every city has that flexibility though, right? Because when you think about Las Vegas, it's tourist state. They got the casinos, they got all types of money generating through there. You got the, even from a celebrity standpoint, I can't remember what they call right now, residencies, all of that stuff. So Las Vegas probably has a lot of money to play with. They probably see $100,000 in 2 seconds, if you look at how their revenue builds. But I would be interested to see, how other cities could match to their capability. But as we see the WNBA grow, and I haven't mentioned this, but I think I saw a tweet where it's like, people are starting to witness the greatness or the greatness of the WNBA. But as you see the WNBA pour more money into the players, I think that it might not only be the cities, but other, companies and people may, start to pour into the WNBA, which is well deserved, long overdue. So I'm excited to see where the WNBA goes. I'm actually proud of them. I think I was hard on them last year on just how, their marketing team has been. But as of lately, I think they're pulling in the right people to, help market the league and, bring viewership or, and entice viewership, the growth of viewership. So whoever is in that seat. I think they're doing a great job thus far this year. And just uh while we're talking about the Aces, they had the hardest intro. I don't know if y'all seen it, but they had like the belly intro for their like, opening video. That joint was hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff like that. The WNBA players are being able to speak, more freely, and it's just a good time. It's a good time to be a women's basketball fan.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, they may not be able to match, the full 100K leakandry, but maybe you could, sponsor 50K for each player. Some states even 25K. Because regardless, to really help WNBA player wages, the revenue has to be generated even more. So until we can really establish, constant flow as far as generating revenue, why not help, as far as different states help fund these players, you know what I'm saying? Because I really just think it's a tragedy, the disparity in the wages. Plus, hold on, don't get me wrong, I get there's way more money going into the NBA, you know what I mean? So you could fork it out different ways, you could split that pie way easier. However, I did a report when I was in grad school about, the player wages and coach wages for the WNBA. It's not just the players and Dree can attest, it's not just the players that's kind of getting the short end of the stick. It's the coaches, it's the people in the front office, it's everybody across the board, not just the players. So, hopefully this incites more cities, more states to sponsor players, so the player wages can increase. I think this is a great topic for us. And that's one thing, just quick sidebar, that I love about our podcast, because we talk about different topics. We're not just talking about baseball or the NBA playoffs. Like, no, we touching topics like these that are unique topics that other platforms aren't touching on, and we educating people. So I think it's cool. So I definitely just wanted to give y'all's flowers on how y'all cover the diverse topics that we have, and also shout out to the network, because we talking about things other platforms aren't talking about. So just wanted to throw that out there, because this is definitely a unique topic, but it's needed though. It's essential, because they do deserve more bread. I mean, it's crazy, Dre. Like a couple years ago, you might get a basic plane ticket and you might be sitting beside a WNBA player. Like, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Not a couple years ago, last year.
Yeah.
Literally last year. So they're just now starting to charter. But again, it's because of the work that, everybody has put into it. Like, the players haven't been silent about the type of treatment that they've received over, the last the WNBA is maybe 25 years old. So again, it's taking a little bit of time, but I think they're moving in the right direction, and I'm praying that it's not just a trend, as Americans or as a people. I think we're very trend heavy, but hopefully, like, there's a ton of talent in the WNBA and even in college. So, um, hopefully, it's here to stay, and we continue to get better. And like you said, they continue to drive revenue. I think we've seen reports where they're moving WNBA games to bigger arenas because of uh just the increased interest in games, and the soaring of ticket sales. And like, last year you could probably get a WNBA ticket for $25, or $100, you on the floor. You feel me? Now this year they $500-$600. They selling tickets like the NBA, and it's not necessarily the WNBA's fault. We know, people buy tickets, they resell them, all of that stuff. Y'all need to stop it, because that's crazy. But again, like, super trendy. But yeah, I just think they're in a good spot right now. And to my point earlier, hopefully this entices other people, other businesses, to pour into the WNBA, so that way, you know, um they can increase wages and salaries across the board. And shout out to those companies that were the foundation for it. You know what I'm saying? That actually made the WNBA possible. And last note, bring the Charlotte Sting back.
And we talked about it before. It's tough for sports in Charlotte, professionally. So
I think they probably the most winningest program, for real.
that's crazy.
For real. Just out of the Charlotte sports. I mean, maybe I'm not sure what the Knights look like from a as
Baseball
baseball.
state, yeah.
Yeah, the minor league, but probably I might even, well, outside of Cam's era, I was gonna say I might even combine the Panthers and the Hornets, like,
Hornets.
winning percentages. And the Charlotte Sting might still outweigh playing, half the game. So
Hey, Carolina almost got a Super Bowl back in the day, huh? Late with Jake Delhomme
yeah.
and them boys, Deshaun Foster and all them. That's still one of them super, because I wanted Carolina to win that game. Quick fun fact. I still randomly think about that game. That game, it was a talented team. Um,
That was a good Super Bowl.
yeah, it was. Uh,
That's all I got for you, brother.
I was just about to say, y'all got anything y'all want to add? Any unreadiness? Anything y'all want to address?
I'm good.
Nah, yeah, I'm good.
Hey, man, as always, y'all, we appreciate the support. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, and view the content. This will be on YouTube as well as other streaming platforms. So make sure y'all go check it out and subscribe, man. Uh, with that being said, this your boy K. I'm with Leak the God and Drizzy, And we out, man. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Peace.